videos and for all the comments. So in this series of planets, I am going to talk about Venus. Venus is believed to be a Rajasic planet, a Brahmin, airy, represents southeast direction, and he is very fond of diamonds, white zircon. These are his stones. The deity to please Venus are Lakshmi and Sachi. Sachi is the wife of Indra. In looks, Venus is, I can give you a similarity which would be like, think of a poet of a medium height, fair, slightly plumpy, curly hair, pleasing smile, and that's the kind of person Venus represents. Venus represents many things, and some of them are 11 days, 15 days, 30 days, beauty, the beauty around us, love, fertility, sex, dance, art and culture of any kind, and management. In fact, one of the best management comes from, especially time management, comes from Venus, and prostitutes, and many more things. So to understand Venus, let's also look at the Hindu astrology and how we look at Venus in the planetary position. In planetary position, Venus is the Shukracharya. He is the Shukra, and Shukra is represented by Shukracharya. So we all know that there is a continuous battle between the Devtas and the Asuras. The celestial battle goes on. The battle goes on because Devtas don't die, and the Rakshas or the Danav, they have their guru Shukracharya, who has Mrata Sanjeevani, and he brings them back to life. So this is like a continuous battle of good and evil that goes on. So at some point the Devtas realize that we should get hold of this Mrata Sanjeevani, because if as long as Shukracharya has this Mrata Sanjeevani, we can never win this battle. So to cut the story short, I'll tell you that Brihaspati sends his son Kacha to study Mrata Sanjeevani from Shukracharya. And Kacha is very honest. He goes to Shukracharya and tells him that I am Brihaspati and Tara's son, and I have come to learn and gain knowledge from you. Shukracharya is impressed at the honesty, and at the same time is curious, and he says that what is that your father can't teach that you have come to learn? So he says, no, my father says you are a better teacher and you have more knowledge than he has. Impressed by this, Shukracharya decides to take him under his wings and make him his disciple. The Rakshas or the Danavas are not happy because they know that he has come to learn Mrata Sanjeevani, the art of bringing dead to life. So they are against him, but there is nothing they can do about it. Shukracharya has a daughter, Devyani. Devyani, when she sees Kacha, she falls in love with him, or she's kind of mesmerized with him. She's completely taken aback, and she's so keen that the father should take this young man under his wings. So, well, Shukracharya is already impressed by Kacha, and he takes him under his wings, and he says that first thing that you have to do is to go and look after my cows, and bring flowers and twigs and leaves and other things for my prayer every day. Kacha is obedient student. He goes to the jungle every day, grazes the cows, and brings flowers and other things. So the ritual of a prayer ritual of Shukracharya. The Rakshas are waiting. They decide to kill this fellow because they know as long as he is there, he will end up learning, and he is a good, smart student. He'll learn it faster. So they go, and when Kacha has gone to the forest, they go in the forest and cut him into pieces and leave him there. So the night falls, and Kacha is not back. Now Devyani is the only one who is waiting for him. So she goes to her father and says, Father, he hasn't come back, Kacha hasn't come back. So Shukracharya also looks for his disciple. So he closes his eyes, he doesn't see him anywhere, he's wondering what has happened. Then he further meditates, he looks in the universe and he realizes, oh, he's dead. So he tells his daughter, don't worry, I'll bring him back. So he invokes goddess Mrit Sanjeevani and brings Kacha back to life. The next day Kacha is again with the disciples, and the rest of disciples are shocked to see him. So now they know that they have to do something more sinister than just killing him. Next time again when he goes to the jungle, these disciples follow him. Now in between what is happening, that Devyani has fallen in love with Kacha. Kacha is aware, but he doesn't respond to it because he knows that he has come here for the Mrit Sanjeevani. He is very well aware that he is getting all these blessings, all this security and safety only because Devyani is fond of him. But at the same time, he does not respond. He is quiet about it. So coming back to the story, these disciples go in the jungle after Kacha, kill him, cut him into pieces, burn him, and his ashes, they bring the ashes back to the hermitage, put it in the wine and give it to Shukracharya in the evening to drink it. Shukracharya is not aware, he drinks the wine. In the evening, later in the night, when Devyani doesn't find Kacha, she goes running to her father and says, Father, Kacha hasn't come back. So again Shukracharya goes looking for him, and this time he is not to be seen anywhere. He looks all the 7 layers of universe and still doesn't find him. Then finally he goes into meditation and looks inward. Now this is very philosophical. If you don't find something elsewhere, look inward. And there he finds him. And he finds that Kacha is as ashes mixed with alcohol is sitting in his body. Shukracharya is disgusted, detached with all the alcohol in the world, unhappy with what he did, and he just wants to curse the students for what they did. But at the moment the problem is, how should he get his student out? Because if he gets his student out, the only way to get his student out is that he has to burst the stomach walls and come out. And the student comes out, he'll die. Shukracharya is in a fix because Lord Shiva had told him that you cannot pass this knowledge to any woman. So he can't pass this knowledge to his wife or his daughter. So he tells Kacha inside his stomach that, son, I will bring you to life, but then you have to bring me back to life. Kacha promises, he is a good student. Shukracharya teaches him the Mrit Sanjeevani. Kacha learns this Mrit Sanjeevani, comes out of stomach. When he comes out of stomach, Shukracharya is on ground dead. But Kacha keeps his promise. He brings back Shukracharya back to life. The story goes on further, but I will conclude it here and say that Venus or Shukracharya realizes the evil effect of alcohol, the evil effect of addiction, the evil effect of things that mar your senses and take you away from your path. Shukracharya almost lost Mrit Sanjeevani had Kacha not been a student who is honest. Of course, Kacha is a son of Brihaspati, who is nothing but truth. That is one of the reasons why Shukra, if Shukra is debilitated, is bad for health, bad for so many other things. This is a Hindu mythology. In Greek mythology, Shukra or Venus is the goddess of love, happiness, sex and fertility. She is the one who is born out of ocean. In Egyptian mythology, she is the goddess Isis. In any of the cultures, Venus is about love, sex, productivity, happiness, good health, and comforts. Venus rules over two signs, Taurus and Libra, in the natal chart. Taurus is the second house. So diseases that comes of mouth, thyroid, these are some of the diseases that Venus gives. Venus definitely gives us the diseases or the disease of diabetes, the excess sugar. She also gives us all the sex related diseases, diseases of kidney. The seventh house is the house of sexual organs. It's also in the body part represents the kidneys. So Venus represents those diseases. The second house is also a house of speech. The rishis gave Venus those houses because if you speak sweetly, if you speak nicely, you can win so much. Venus holds the sign or rules the sign Libra, which is it's the center point of the natal chart, which is also the weighing scale, which means a Libran will always weigh the scale and see, always weigh the pros and cons, evaluate. That is why Librans come out to be the best negotiators, the best ambassadors, the best strategists, because they're always trying to balance. The flip side is that they don't go fight, which is good. So Venusians are not known to fight too much. Venus, as we can make out from the sign and the qualities, represents all kind of art and culture and people who are related to that. The designers, the decorators, the artists, the musicians, the singers, management, and many more things. In the constellation, Venus rules three constellations. It rules Bharani, and Bharani is the constellation of, again, Bharani means the one who nourishes, creator. The sign is of creation. Of course, Venus is about creation, because Venus also represents a wife, the sexual pleasure, the happiness of marriage. Venus is the main karak of marriage. Love and marriage absolutely are the domain of Venus. It represents Purva Falguni in the constellations. It rules over Purva Falguni. And Purva Falguni is a lot about dance, art and culture. In fact, one of the Arjun's name was Falguni. And Arjun is the one after Banvas, after the Agyatvas, after they were banished from their land, the 1 year that they are supposed to be in Agyatvas, which meant that nobody should know them. So Arjun he dresses up like a female and goes and teaches dance. So he is also known as Fagun. Dancer Madonna has her moon in Purva Falguni. The third sign is Purva Ashara, which is also about the water signs, sailors and people who are related to water. So in a nutshell, Venus is a lot about our comfort, luxury, happiness, growth, prosperity. Venus is exalted in Pisces and Venus is fall in Virgo. So though Venus and Mercury are friends, but Venus is in fall in Virgo, which I think is one of the reasons is that Virgo is a sign of assimilation. Virgo is a working sign. Virgo is a sign of hard work and slogging. And definitely that's not the place where Venus